The following is a special presentation of Extreme eSpeed TV, your new home for everything iRacing and eSpeed.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
Good evening from Volusia Speedway Park in Florida. It is the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series, and it is night 2 of the Coolray Winternationals here on Extreme eSpeed TV. I'm Travis Pierceville, joined as always by Adam Johnson. Adam, last night here at Volusia, the GOAT of the series, really dominated as Dylan Perry picked up win night 1.
Well, we opened the season with really back
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back to Volusia Speedway Park, as it is Extreme eSpeed TV, and it is Coolray Winternationals night number 2 here in Florida. Little brother Andy has us plugged back in as he's been working vigorously out there in the back. And now that we're back, we've got Adam's notebook as we move on to night number 3 here in the 2023 Pro Late Model Dirt Series.
That's right, Travis. Good to break open the notebook once again. And it's almost like we need a breaking news sounder. We have buzzing breaking news, in fact. And if you were logged into the Pro Late Model Dirt Series iRacing Facebook page, you would have seen this already. But the Bumblebee 33 on June 14th at Bristol Motor Speedway now has a purse layout. That's right, the Pro Late Model Dirt Series and CE Promotions have created an event for the FWB Bang Bangers to have the center stage, and it will pay pretty well. I have to say, the officials have announced that the event will pay at least, keep in mind, at least $330 to win. That could change as we get up and get closer to the event and more sponsors come on board. So, series owner and promoter Cody Early had this to say, quote, "We're still working behind the scenes to build this event. We're looking for more sponsors and help to make this even bigger. The first Icebreaker 100 only paid $200 to win and went up to $1,000 plus this year. So I feel this is a great starting point for this event," end quote. So this event will be a full race day event featuring hot laps and Houston guttering time trials, as well as carrier heats races and the Combs Cut Slash Chance Showdown before a 33-car, 33-lap main event. So remember, 60 drivers max. 15 spots are already taken, and 33 make the feature, so over half. So the full 60 field, first place at the moment, looking at $330. Second place, $133. Third place, $93. Fourth place, $53. Fifth place, still making the money back with $43. So there is a lot to be excited about for this one right here. And once again, what's the setup here? It's the Honda Civic Type R car. Event fee, just $15. So check out the Pro Late Model Dirt Series Facebook page. I got the registration form there, PayPal information, and we should get you all set. And of course, when it comes to other open events, because we do know a lot of you, and we get this every week in the Facebook comments asking, how can I get in the Pro Late Model Dirt Series? Well, we have some kind of recruiting races, some kind of prove it before we put you in. Registration will be open up 1 month prior to each of the following events I'm about to list out. April 12th, so just a couple weeks away from being able to register, we'll have the Heartbreaker at Lima Land, $100 to win for that one. June 7th, which means on May 7th you can register for the Love Our Troops 100 at Kokomo, another $100 to win one with the ASCA 360 Sprint Car Series, and then a little bit bigger money to win November 8th, which means October 8th registration will open up for the Early Bird 100 at Lucas Oil. That's a $200 to win, so double what we saw from the first two recruiting races of the year. So winners going to lock themselves into the icebreaker. And of course, as Travis and I have talked about, we're here at Volusia Speedway Park, beautiful Barberville, and we have myriad ways that you can connect with us. Of course, you can go to the YouTube channel on Extreme eSpeed TV. We had a lot of good chatter last night. Good to have John Foskey in the booth. Hoping to get him back again sometime soon. But for tonight, just Travis and I. Any information you want to connect with us? Otherwise, if it's not through the Extreme eSpeed TV Facebook or YouTube page, check out Facebook.com/PLM Dirt Series. Instagram at PLM Dirt Series, and email plmdirtseries@gmail.com. And with that, I'll shut the book for this week and gear up. Travis, we are just about closer to Houston Guttering Time Trials.
That is right. Next up is Houston Guttering Time Trials. We have 22 cars here tonight. We'll go through who's hitting the track here tonight in night number 2 of Coolray Winternationals when we come back from this quick commercial break. You're watching Extreme eSpeed TV.
It rose from humble beginnings in the Valley of the Sun. A sprint car racer saw the need for racing shirts. And now, the vision of Carl Korbacher has resulted in Arizona Sport Shirts helping racers across America spread their message. For the best custom designed shirts, hoodies, caps, koozies, and much more, go to ArizonaSportShirts.com. Be part of history. Arizona Sport Shirts, the original racing shirt.
107 Tire and Service Center is your one-stop shop for all your car care needs, and they're now a Cooper Tire dealer. American tires for the American worker. Buy a set of Cooper tires and get free tire rotation and repairs for the life of the tire. They have a 12,000-mile or 12-month warranty on most repairs. Check out 107 Tire and Service Center. They're located at 6256 Irwin Highway, Chuckey, or call them at 423-620-4970. For all your car care needs, 107 Tire and Service Center. Family owned and operated. And their number one goal is your satisfaction. Find 107 Tire and Service Center on Facebook or call them today at 423-620-4970.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
welcome back to Volusia Speedway Park in Barberville, Florida. It is night number 2 of the Coolray Winternationals here at Volusia, Adam. And looking at those times from Hot Laps here, got some different names up there towards the top of the charts, which should make tonight an exciting night of racing.
Yeah, but like we said earlier in the broadcast, Brett Carlton, I'm really impressed and not surprised, but just really impressed with Brett Carlton kind of holding his own so far this early point of the season. He's second right now in practice, but just third right now in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series point standings with 223. That's 27 behind Perry and 16 behind Tater Williams. So that one doesn't shock me, but Aiden Young, I think this is the track that I feel like Aiden's had some pretty good success at when we look in the past. So he's got that 15.93 as the fastest time. Steven Spees, another name that's kind of like Brett Carlton. Spees sitting there in 11th in the point standings. I think you're going to see him climb after this week's racing. So no huge surprises in my opinion, but really names that I would like to see up top in this race. And if you're any of these other guys, qualifying is going to matter. Carry heat race is going to matter if you're going against Dylan Perry, because you want him as far back for as long as possible. We saw how long the green flag laps ran last night, so it could get dangerous if Perry has too much of a green flag run where he gets within 5-6 car lengths lead, if not more, coming across some lap traffic. So these early events, there's a reason we race them, because they mean a lot and they can really make a big difference when it comes to positioning tonight.
So looking at the roster here tonight in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series, Bob Klein, a rookie, he's back in action tonight, alongside John Hine there at the bottom of the top 10 there in time. Both of them missed last night, which is fine. You have one drop from this week at Volusia, so they will both be able to make up some ground here tonight, as they are at least fast, top 10 fast here heading into Houston Guttering Time Trials. Adam, it looks like the drivers' meeting's about to wrap up as they exit the 10th there with promoter Cody Early. Looking at the times here, you've got Aiden Young up there, Steven Spees. They both leapfrog Tater Williams. Austin McGlone was fast. He had a top 5 car for most of the night last night. He's now pushed back to 7th. Zach Chapman, about same speed he had last night before he had trouble there. Our one and only caution of the night during that 50-lap feature event. Who here, from a rookie standpoint, do you expect to make some noise here at Volusia night number 2?
I'd like to kind of get a more of an opportunity to see Tyler Bowman. You see him down there in 16th. Not the fastest time, at least for practice, but honestly, practice doesn't matter right now. We need to get out there and see what they're going to do here in Houston Guttering Time Trials. So he had some really strong runs yesterday. So that's definitely one of the rookies I'm looking at. And then John really raved a lot about Jesse Isidore yesterday. So I'm curious to see if he can kind of follow that up and keep it going with another strong performance. So there are rookies to watch, not just ones to throw out there and say, hey, they might be a fun storyline this season. No, these guys are going to make an impact in the entire series, the entire season. So looks like we are just moments away now from the Houston Guttering Time Trials, and we'll await which cars are rolling out onto the track first here on Extreme eSpeed TV.
So Houston Guttering Time Trials will be up and at 'em here before long as we wait to see who will hit the track first. As you see rookies Jesse Isidore and Caleb Ramsey both out there at the exit of turn number 1. And Adam, it looks like the 13 of Cody Ramsey is going to be first.
That's right, Cody Ramsey out of Lafayette, Tennessee, with Mud Duck Racing, Spartan Transportation, Sweet Victory Apparel, the showroom at Westwoods, and Just Blaze Designs, some of the many partners he has in that Warrior race car with the Stephen Fields Racing engine inside. Getting those beautiful camera views from all over. A lot of great production going in tonight as we look to see what lap time he throws down first.
Also out on the track is that J9 of Jesse Isidore from Smithport, Pennsylvania, Ancient World Gaming FGR XL, Next Level Gaming, Bucked Up Premier Racing Setups FGR XL, a Barry Wright race car there. Good-looking 9 machine as he's second fastest with a 16.15, just behind Caleb Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey, you're looking for a strong performance tonight. Keep him up there in the point standings. Right now, sitting 10th, a few spots behind Jesse. So if he can start the night in front of him, that's a good way to kind of start things out as we await our next drivers.
So neither one will improve on later laps, as it looks like the 07 of Bob Klein will be next.
Yep, and as we see Bob Klein heading out there, he's from Grand Rapids, Minnesota, with the team CFM Esports, Sweet Victory Apparel, Spartan Transportation, with the MB Customs chassis, Clement race engines in there. And he's got it revved up and going right now, kind of owning the middle lane. Curious to see what the preferred one is, and I'm sure we'll get a good taste of that in the first set of carrier heat races, but takes that low line right now. We'll see what time he puts on the board. Fastest time so far, 15.96. You can kind of tell that, a little bit of that Minnesota cold's keeping him indoors and practicing.
Now second fastest is a 16.02. It's Aiden Young in the 69 machine. He's from Dalton, New Hampshire. Coolray Cooling and Heating, Young Gun Creations, Simtrax Broadcasting, Gambler Motorsports. That's a capital race car with an RPM racing engine. He is second fastest, the 16.02.
Some good speed. Something we saw yesterday that both John and I noticed is the guys who went first really put up the fastest times, and it actually was a disadvantage to go towards the rear of this. So you can make that up, though, in events like the carrier heat races, but I think the quicker you get out there, the better times we're going to be seeing.
So we'll wait for the next two to go out. We're 4 down, 18 to go here at Volusia, as we have Houston Guttering Time Trials currently out on the track. And out there now is that 41 machine. That's Brian Voiles.
That's right, Brian out of Decatur, Illinois, with Trimby and Sun Concrete and his Longhorn chassis and Reunion engines. Boyles making his 52nd start in the series. He's got 12 top 10s. Still looking for his first top 5 this year. It's a good possibility that could happen.
Now someone we've talked about a lot this year already. It's the 221 of Brett Carlton from Royal Palm Beach, Florida. LTX Home Builders, Water Experts, LC Property Investments. That's a rocket chassis with a Southern Style racing engine. He's second fastest, just off Bob Klein with a 15.98. Is now Voiles is at a 16.19. That's sixth fastest.
Klein still holding the fastest time at the 15.96, just in front of Brett Carlton. I would love to see the rookie Klein keep that up throughout the rest of the events tonight.
As they will complete their laps, that's 6 drivers down now. As now it looks like that 51 of Jacob Lassiter will go out to make his time.
That's right, Lassiter out of Dresden, Tennessee with the Hot Lap Heroes Racing 789 designs, Max Green, and the Sud Shop with that Rayburn race car custom race engines. He's got a lot of experience here. He makes his first laps around Volusia Speedway this evening. Travis, it looks like you got another driver out there.
It is our 2022 champion. It's Dylan Perry from Ringgold, Georgia. Coolray, Rapid Race Graphics, Stealth Racing Carburetors, Harrison Automotive, Newt's Lawn Care, MSW Construction, Extreme eSpeed TV. That is a Longhorn chassis with a Phantom race engine. And as we mentioned, last night's win tied him for the career league, leading 13 wins as he's got a 15.97, still second to Bob Klein.
Man, Bob Klein had the magic stuff early on, as you see Lassiter finishing up his runs. Just barely edges out Aiden Young at the 16.02. We're talking milliseconds of a difference.
So as we wait, it's Zach Chapman rolling out next. from that Gambler Motorsports stable.
That's right, out of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Got Coolray Gambler Motorsports and Young Gun Creations. And that's Steven Speed's race engines in there, so good to see Steven Speed's and he partnering up to make a real good race car. Loving the look tonight. Beautiful colors on a beautiful racetrack.
Also out on the track is that 75 machine of Andy Piercefield from Cumming, Georgia. Coolray Heating and Cooling Extreme eSpeed TV Masterbuilt Cornet engines. 45 career starts in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series, 7 career top 10s. His first time is going to be a 16.33, as Chapman still sits sixth.
And it's very similar, aside from Perry's lap time, very similar to what we saw last night, where the early bird kind of got the worm, and the track's just not as quick for some of these guys showing up later.
So Zach Chapman and Andy Piercefield make the second of their time laps. Neither one will improve. They'll sit where they were, and we've got 10 up, 10 down, as we have 12 more drivers to hit the track here in Houston Guttering Time Trials tonight. And we still have some fast cars here, Adam. We'll see if that going later in this Houston Guttering Time Trials is a burden to some of these fast cars, looking at Austin McGlone, Tater Williams, some of these other drivers we know that have speed, as it looks like the 12 of Jordan Van Westen makes his lap.
That's right, Van Westen out of Del Rapids, South Dakota with Pizza Ranch, Norby's Bar and Grill, TNC Self-Service, Rapid Fitness, and Cryer and Blaine with MB Customs Chassis and Sputz Race Engines. Van Westen with 20 career starts so far in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. Puts down a 16.43 his first one.
Also on the track is that 25 of Cody Terry from Gastonia, North Carolina. Groundbound Calls, Spencer Boyd LLC, Kick-Ass Beef Jerky, and Combs Cuts. That's a Longhorn chassis with a Clement Racing engine. He's got 4 top 5s in 45 career starts.
And he'll be just in front of Van Westen with a 16.26. Van Westen, see if he can improve on his next time around.
And with that, we've got a dozen cars in the pits with times. And now it's Steven Spees from Gambler Motorsports making his timed lap.
That's right, Steven Spees at Elise Summit, Missouri with Midwest Turbo and Performance and that iRacing chassis and Intel Race engines on the inside. And he's going to take kind of a lower inside track route around.
As his Gambler Motorsports teammate John Hine in that 71 also makes his lap. It's St. Louis, Missouri native Coolray Heating and Cooling, the cruise shop. Gambler Motorsports Rayburn race cars with Hatfield power under the hood. John is making his 23rd career start tonight. Steven Speed's first time is good enough for 8th fastest, a 16.12. John Hine will be 10th fastest with a 16.19.
So Perry was the closest one to get to climb, but he's still holding strong up top, and we'll see if anyone can climb up there and catch him. Still some heavy hitters, like you mentioned. Austin McGlone about to head out there soon. He could be one that kind of puts up a good battle with Perry and Klein.
So the two Gambler Motorsports finish up their times, as it looks like it's going to be the 117. That's Joshua Johnson. He'll hit the track for his first lap.
That's right, Joshua Johnson out of Waynesville, Georgia with Vortex Wraps, Branson Woodward Racing, HJR Cinematography, and Speed Ranch E-Setups. Not to mention Speed Ranch Shocks and Moser Racing. So he's got that Ingram race engine in there.
Also on the track is the 141. That's Austin McGlone from Hillsborough, Kentucky. Coolray Heating and Cooling, KMJ Graphics, Chip Banger Racing, Project X Coatings, Goat Farm Posse. That's a Longhorn chassis with a Mullins race engine. He has 4 career wins in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. His first time, 4th fastest, is 16.01.
Yeah. McGlone, like I said, someone was going to get close to Klein, and McGlone doing a good job.
So interesting, you mentioned it, Adam. McGlone goes, we obviously know he's got a fast car. He was top 5 all last night. He's unable to break that 16-second mark. As now here's another good test. It's the 182 of Tater Williams. See if he'll be able to make an attempt at that pole. So Tater Williams in that 182 machine. He's our 2021 champion from Clifton, Kentucky. Coolray Heating and Cooling, Chip Banger Racing's, Combs Cuts, B&B Customs. As his first lap's 4th fastest, a 15.98. Is also out on the track set 22 of Brandon Bender.
Brandon Bender, Menford, Ohio, B&B Custom Baits, Limitless Custom Creations. Chip Banger Racing and Coolray on the car with that Longhorn chassis with Phantom race engines. And man, it's almost like Williams and McGlone had a little bit of that secret sauce to get up there. Got close to Perry and close to Klein, of course. But man, those are some heavy hitters in our top 5. And Klein, the guy that's kind of relatively new to us, excited to see him in this series and kind of see him on top of the board, barring anyone doing something crazy and jumping to the top in these last moments of Houston Guttering time trials.
So we have 4 drivers left, so 2 more groups of 2. And Adam, just like it played out last night, Bob Klein was one of the first 4 guys to go out on the track, and he sits atop that time trial stack as of right now, as now it's the 1 of Colin Voiles.
Colin Voiles coming to us from Decatur, Illinois with that Building Systems of Illinois partner, as well as Logitech, Rich DPC, Trimby & Son Concrete, GT Omega Racing Simulators, and that Kryptonite chassis, and Mullins race engine.
Also on the track is that 79 machine. That is Tyler Bowman. He's a rookie to the league this year from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Bowman Restorations, J&M Flooring, Scheffler's Oil, Max Pappas Innovations, Hoffman Speed Supplies, CJ Rayburn Race Cars, and that is a Coolray Racing engine. He is making his 3rd career start, so fresh here in 2023. His first time is going to be 9th fastest, a 16.10.
We are about wrapped up here in Houston Guttering time trials as the final lap's weighing down, and we'll see if that's right. Cody Early, the promoter, the director at Greenville, Tennessee, and his Bass Pro Shops, Johnson City Toyota, Warrior Race Cars, Vortex Wraps, and Oakley Sunglasses, and that ECR race engine inside. We'll see what number he can put up on the board, and a full field. Love to see it here in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series.
Also on the track is another rookie. It's that 77 of Bobby Rafferty. Bobby comes from Middletown, New York. Exiled Esports, Ancient World Gaming, Next Level Gaming, Sour Dog Premier Racing Setup, Sim Wrap Market, Design the Void, Bucked Up. That's a Bloomquist chassis with a J. Dickens engine. He is also making his 3rd career start and looking to pick up his 2nd career top 10 tonight here in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. Rafferty's first time is going to be 19th fastest, a 16.31. Cody Early will be 21st fastest, a 16.36. Both of them will improve on their second laps. Cody Early will end up 19th, Bobby Rafferty 18th, respectively. And Adam, that will give quick time to rookie Bob Klein, his first career quick time here in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. So congratulations to Bob, and with that, Adam, we're going to head towards our carrier heat races. So Houston guttering time trials will come to an end here as they switch gears in the pits. Prepare to line those guys up for our carrier heat races, Adam, and we've got carrier heat race number 1.
That's right. Carrier heat race number 1 will start with number 1 Bob Klein up top, side by side with Austin McGlone. Bowman the Showman third next to fourth of Jesse Isidore. And then third row Brian Boyles and Andy Piercefield, as they'll all be chasing Bob Klein, who hopped on top of that pole.
So Bob Klein looking to lead the field. He's going to have Austin McGlone to his outside. Austin had a great run last night. Ran top 5 majority of the evening.
This will be fun. You know, Austin, we're used to these carrier heat races, kind of seeing him, you know, up front. But Bob Klein, admittedly, I'm learning with you as the viewers of the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. I want to see what Bob Klein has when he's kind of put against, you know, quote unquote, the best of the best in the league. So I think it's going to be a good test to see, a good teaser for what we could see in the main event here.
So 8 laps will make up each carrier heat race. It all gets started here with carrier heat race number 1. Bob Klein, Austin McGlone, 2 rookies. Actually, 4 cars are rookies in this carrier heat race, Adam. As you have the veterans of Voiles and Piercefield in that last row. They'll go down the front stretch here one more time. As Leadfoot Larry's back in that pace truck this season.
Yeah, first time we've almost been thrown off by our pace truck driver. Usually Lazy Eye Larry has a little bit more of a lackadaisical lay to his foot.
So 2 by 2, they'll head into turn number 3. And carrier heat race number 1's going to go green this time by Bob Klein, Austin McGlone, and we are racing from Volusia. It's Coolray Winternationals, night number 2. Austin McGlone using that outside line to his advantage as it's Jesse Isidore there in row number 2 trying to follow him along that outside.
Man, Bob Klein get very loose there. He's still trying to bob and weave, no pun intended, as he gets a little bit closer there to Austin McGlone, but it's Isidore more on the backside of Klein right now.
So Klein drifted across the nose of Isidore. Isidore had to move to the inside as he continues to work that inside. The front 4 all up in that outside line. You got Voiles and Piercefield testing the inside there at the back, trying to find a way to move up towards the front. But we're coming to 5 laps to go, and it's Austin McGlone, your leader.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about just before this carrier heat race started, is we know McGlone's going to be a factor. How does Klein, you know, deal with this type of adversity? And right now he's hanging there with McGlone, but he's also trying to maybe play a little defense or keep Isidore away.
So Klein continuing to try to chase down McGlone. McGlone will continue to lead. Going to be 3 laps to go this time by as we're past the halfway mark. Austin McGlone leads as we're single file throughout the field 1 through 6 here in carrier heat race number 1.
And oddly enough, Bob Klein does have the fastest lap time with the 16.14, but as we've kind of come down through these last laps, no one's really improving on their best lap time. It's kind of slowing down. The track's getting a little dirty right now.
as we have a battle there. That's Bowman looking to the inside of Isidore there, as that is a battle for third. That 79 machine of Bowman trying to make something happen. It doesn't look like that inside line's come in yet, as the white flag waves for Austin McGlone out front.
Just hits his marks, and we'll be seeing him in a great position for our main event.
They'll come out of turn number 4 for the final time. It's Austin McGlone picking up carrier heat race number 1 from Volusia. That'll give him that pole starting position in our feature event tonight. And we will move on to carrier heat race number 2.
And as we gear up for carrier heat race number 2, let's throw up the starting lineup. It'll be Dylan Perry, defending champ, side by side with Jacob Lassiter. Behind them in row 2, Brandon Bender and Joshua Johnson, with Bobby Rafferty and Jordan Van Weston in the final row.
So they'll get lined up. for that. We had some obvious technical difficulties down here in Florida, but we are back as the Last Chance Showdown presented by Combs Cuts is underway. 10 laps to go. It's Brandon Bender out front, Aiden Young in second, Brian Boyles in third. He's alongside Cody Terry, Adam, and we have this final Last Chance Showdown to set our field for tonight's feature event.
In with a good bit of momentum and confidence.
So Aiden Young's looking to the inside of Bender. There's 7 laps to go now as they continue to battle for the lead. Of course, setting the back half of the field here for the feature. Bender was someone we watched last night here in this feature event that made his way up through the field and really was one of our hard chargers all night long.
Yeah, I think we're looking at a group here that it's going to benefit if we do get more cautions than last night. And, having 2 cautions will already be more than what we saw yesterday. I think this group would benefit. It's really hard on some of these green flag runs. We saw lap traffic was an issue yesterday with such a strong run. So I think these guys are going to need some opportunities to restack the field, make some moves, and really be strategic. With only 50 laps, you can't wait around too long. The guys in the front, they're not going to be too aggressive early on, but towards the end, it might be too late. So you're going to want to these guys right here are going to want to be aggressive from the start. And we're seeing that aggression right now as Young and Bender kind of putting on a little bit of a show for us as we approach just about 3 laps to go.
Side by side, they trade that lead back and forth as Young will inch ahead at the line this time by 3 laps to go as they continue to battle. The rest of the field, they're behind them, really separated with some distance between each of them. So the best battle on the track right now is this battle for the lead. As Aiden Young now pulls away, he clears Bender with 2 laps to go. And Aiden Young's looking to pick up a Last Chance Showdown victory here tonight.
Very methodical, very well done by Aiden Young. He didn't take any crazy risks. He just kind of hunted down Bender. And if he can just get through on this final lap, we're going to see Aiden Young taking home a Last Chance Showdown victory. Coming to the final turn here, Aiden Young, if he could just stay clean and hit his marks, which he will. Aiden Young, your Last Chance Showdown winner. Presented by Combs Cuts. Our final rundown will be Aiden Young and Brandon Bender up top. Boyles behind them as we get ready for the main event tonight.
So we will have some hot laps. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Make sure Brother Andy's all right in the back as he was sweating, working on getting us back up with our feed. When we come back, we'll have some pre-race festivities and also some pre-race talk as we head towards night number 2 of Coolray Winternationals here on Extreme eSpeed TV.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
Welcome back to Volusia Speedway Park, Barberville, Florida. It is night number 2 of Coolray Winternationals here in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series. Before we move on to our feature event, gentlemen, please stand, remove your caps as we have tonight's national anthem. And with that, we will take one final quick commercial break. When we come back, we will have your starting lineup for tonight's Winternationals night number 2 from Volusia.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Coolray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
Welcome back to Volusia Speedway Park in Barberville, Florida. It is Coolray Winternationals night number 2 here for the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series, Adam. And as we move into our feature event here tonight, you've got to think Dylan Perry is definitely going to be someone to reckon with, but Austin McGlone will start up front as well, and you know he's hungry to grab that first win of the season.
Yeah, Austin McGlone kind of having a little bit of a tough break to begin the year. Not a bad driver by any means. And as you see kind of the sunset, the night sky, the stars are going to shine bright, I believe, night number 2. You got Dylan Perry. I think just looking at his stats, and we talked about it, the amount of races he's been in and the fact that every Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series race he's been a part of, it's been a top 10. He's only had one where he didn't finish in the top 5. So just by logic, you got to figure this guy's going to be seeking out a top 5, if not a top 3. Then it's kind of like, okay, Tater Williams, we know this is a track that hasn't notoriously been his favorite, but I do think he's going to put up a good battle. So Tater Williams, one of these nights, you're going to get a top 3 out of him. I think that night is tonight. And then, of course, we've got some of the rookies that kind of keep us on our toes, whether it be Tyler Bowman or Jesse Isidore. And hey, even Bob Klein, he missed the race last night, but made up for it with what he put out on the Houston Guttering Time Trials front. So who really knows what to expect as we get set with our starting lineup. It'll be Austin McGlone and Dylan Perry, a couple of good friends and racers and competitors up front with Brett Carlton and Tater Williams behind them. Third row of Bob Klein and Jacob Lassiter. Fourth row of Caleb Ramsey and Steven Speeds. Fifth row, Jesse Isidore and Bobby Rafferty, a couple rookies, with John Hine and Zach Chapman behind them. After that, we've got Tyler Bowman and Joshua Johnson, Cody Early, Colin Voiles, Aiden Young and Brandon Bender, row 10 of Brian Voiles and Cody Terry, and then Andy Piercefield and Jordan Van Weston.
So that is your starting lineup for tonight's feature event here, as it's Coolray Winternationals night number 2. Austin McGlone, Dylan Perry will get us started. 50 laps, Adam. Last night, we had one caution event. So a quick race. We'll see if that happens here again tonight as the green flag waves. Austin McGlone, Dylan Perry bring us to green. Night number 2 from Volusia is underway.
Flash bulbs, a packed house, McGlone out front with Tater Williams already trying to make a move on Dylan Perry. It is a battle of 3 of the biggest heavyweights in the league.
Behind them, you've got Brett Carlton, who was hot the last couple events here to start the season. He's to the inside of Lassiter as Bob Klein, who was our time trials quick time, currently resides in the 6th spot.
That's right. You're seeing Tater Williams get a little bit of an advantage here, trying to get that low side of Austin McGlone, and we'll see if it works out. We know McGlone and Perry like this track a little bit more than Tater, but right now Tater's holding strong as we get a beautiful front-end view of the cameras.
So they continue to try to chase down Austin McGlone. He has not pulled away as Dylan Perry and Tater Williams, our past 2 champions, battle side by side for that 2nd position. Behind them, it's Lassiter and Carlton. They're still side by side as well, as now Bob Klein's trying to hold off Steven Spees and Caleb Ramsey.
And you have a lot of room. This is a very forgiving track in the sense that you've got a lot of space, so if you have something that kind of presses you have enough room to either get down or get up, and so you're going to see a lot of these guys making moves, putting on a good show with the battling, but really, you got a lot of space. Just look at how the field is spread out, and so far, a lot of clean racing, a lot of good racing, especially up front.
You can see Tater Williams, Brett Carlton, at least on entry, a little bit lower than the front, as Joshua Johnson will bring out our first caution of the night. And our Coolray instant replay, we'll take a look at that. Oh, and it looks like Isidore Chapman made contact nowhere for Joshua Johnson. Around goes early as well.
Man, that's some of the heaviest damage that we've seen so far at the track this week, and we'll see if that has an effect on a guy like Isidore. Yeah, there's some damage right there. That's that's nothing to kind of shake your head at.
So the 117 there with plenty of damage. Jesse Isidore, he also has some damage. You can see it there on his machine. So we'll see what they can do to get back out there on the track. Cody Early was also involved. See if he pulls into that work area, which he will. So we settled in there, 7 laps complete, Adam. We made it almost a halfway last night before our first caution there. So we'll restack them up. Austin McGlone's going to start on that inside line. He's going to have Dylan Perry to his outside. Row number 2 is going to be Carlton and Williams. As up front continues to be heated with these battles. Looking back down through the field, Colin Voiles took advantage of that latest caution. He's up 5 spots, now sitting just outside the top 10 and 11th after starting 16th.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we talked about in the Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown. If you're able to get more of these cautions in short little bursts, make your moves. You know, make your way up, because you got McGlone and Perry and Williams. They're not going to be moving around too much. So if you're in the middle of the pack, take advantage of whatever window of green flag laps you get before the next caution, and just move up a spot or two. It doesn't need to be anything drastic. We're not, expecting the craziest of things. So we'll see what they can do here as we're about to go green.
Green flag waves for Austin McGlone as he's to the inside. Dylan Perry Williams in that middle line as they continue here on lap number 8. Lassiter peeks to the inside as well. Adam, a lot of the feedback today after last night was how hard it was to pass on this track. I think that makes these restarts a premium opportunity as you see Perry looks to the inside of McGlone.
Seriously, it is going to be hard to pass, but you see Perry and McGlone, they are kind of the masters of just the crossover. These guys have battled, when they're not in the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series, they're doing it in other areas. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Nice recovery there as you see Lassiter all the way up to second. Hey, he's getting there however he can. Don't think Dylan Perry's going to forget that, though.
So McGlone, Lassiter now are the front 2. Tater Williams now looking to the inside of Dylan Perry. As now Dylan Perry's back in traffic, at least one position back from what he's used to. And look at that group of cars there, that second half of the top 10, all packed together, 4 wide coming out of 4.
4 wide, a little bit of contact there. Oh my goodness, you see the 55 machine of Speeds losing a lot of ground, and our caution will come out.
The caution will come out. That was the caution, as that flagman quick on the pole there. They were able to save it, keep it going. But nonetheless, our second caution of the night will wave. As you saw, Bob Klein got out of shape there, and when he went into the corner, got into Steven Spees, they both were able to save it, got up over that cushion in turn number 1. But we under caution for the second time.
I don't know if they've got a lucky rabbit's foot or what, or maybe some magic beans, but they got it.
So we will be working lap 12 when we go back to green. They'll flick that switch, and the caution light should go out next time by.
McGlone, though, the one steady factor in this race, kind of the way he's racing right now, I think he's fine with the chaos behind him. I'm impressed, though, and I'm going to give a lot of credit right now to Jacob Lassiter. I think there's been frustrations. He did well at the beginning of last year, kind of went without mentions for a little bit of a portion of last season as well, but I think he's like, hey, I'm still here. I'm also a series veteran, and I'd like to kind of make my name known, and I'm hoping to see a top 3 out of him tonight, whether it's first, second, or third. I don't think it matters. I think any of those spots in a top 5 really would give this guy confidence. And the way he overtook Perry, a little bit of contact, a little bit of fun. I don't think there's any bad blood there. I think this is going to be something we see.
Perry, that opened the door for Lassiter. So that is how Lassiter got past Dylan Perry there. As we take a Coolray instant replay. Look at that, but we're going back to green. The light is turned off. Green will wave. Austin McGlone slides up in front of Lassiter on that restart. That'll open the door for Perry to the inside as he tries to move back into second spot. And he's got Tater Williams all behind him trying to move up along with him.
I think he's got a few trade secrets. It looks like he's been doing his homework, and he's not willing to share. He's not going to spill the beans right now.
So McGlone is up front, side by side. It's Perry and Lassiter in row number 2. They're battling for second. 2 by 2 behind them as the top 10 continues to be tight racing throughout. Looking down through the field, a great battle back there for 12th. That's Tyler Bowman, Colin Boyles, Aiden Young all battling for position. As up front now, it's Lassiter who's moved in front of Perry.
Man, Lassiter up 4 spots from where he began. All he's really done is push a few guys down. Perry, Carlton, Williams, Klein, all down 1 spot from where they started as we now 16 laps complete. A couple early cautions, but you think these guys are possibly ready to settle in for some green flag laps, but really, they just look a little faster. It just looks speedy out there tonight.
So McGlone here has the biggest lead of the night, almost 7/10, as Lassiter leads that group behind him. He's got Dylan Perry behind him, Carlton up on that outside line. Then you have Tater Williams down to the inside line. Oh, Spees gets out of shape back in the pack as they're 3 wide coming out of 4. That includes that group with Zach Chapman as that battle rages on a big cluster of cars back there.
A lot of 3 wide action like you mentioned. Man, just look how full it is there. And luckily we're at a track that's this spacious. I'll tell you what, we're going to go to a lot of other ones this year, and there's not going to be that much room for forgiveness.
Well, looking through there, you have Gambler Motorsports, Steven Spees, Aiden Young, John Hine, all battling for positions. Colin Boyle sticking his nose in there as well, along with Brandon Bender. Brandon Bender is someone that ran well last night. We thought maybe he'd have an opportunity. But I think what it comes to is we work lap 21, Adam. This track, just like last night, is really difficult to make some passes as Dylan Perry tries to get past Lassiter, but Lassiter will hold on to second.
Kind of feels like Perry's playing the long game right now. Still more than half the race to go, and I don't think he's fretting at all as he's kind of getting the outside lane, and I think he's making Lassiter a little nervous right now. Lassiter knows what he's dealing with. You don't have to tell him twice, and Perry looking to be maybe a lap away from making a pretty clean pass if it stays like this.
So we're inching closer to the halfway mark as it's our longest green flag run of the night. You know, not to be forgotten, our Houston Guttering Time Trials quick time. Bob Klein, he's still in the top 10 as he's battled Carlton for a top 5 spot currently.
Haven't mentioned much about Tater Williams. Almost got by Lassiter and eventually did, so it took him some time, but that top 3 is no shock to anyone who's been following this series. McGlone, Perry, Williams, but there are some names, like you said. Our fastest guy earlier on, Klein, you've got Rafferty and Ramsey, Bowman. So all in the top 10. We've got some rookie star power. It's split right now, actually. 5 rookies, 5 veterans.
So Dylan Perry's taking over that second spot as Lassiter has fallen back to 4th. Williams was able to get past him as well, as they are now nose to tail. Aiden Young's able to, Bob Klein's able to clear Brett Carlton. So really now the top 10 that was so heated there has now separated with some distance. But back in the pack, you still have Chapman, Hine, and Aiden Young battling in that group. As you can see, Zach all the way to the top side of that track there and through 3 and 4, as that top line continues to creep upwards.
You know, even the Voiles duo back there, you got Brian, who was up 4 spots. He's kind of battling with Colin right now, and interesting to see if they can get back up. That damage that happened earlier with that first caution to Jesse Isidore really starting to hurt him right now as he's down 8 spots from where he started in 17th place. So he just needs to catch his footing and get back. We've still got a good portion of this race to go, 22 laps to be exact, and a lot of flip-flopping taking place in the middle as Chapman's losing a lot of ground. Not sure what's going on with him, but he's fallen all the way back to 21st. There's got to be an issue. Caution comes out.
So our third caution of the night will come out for Zach Chapman. We'll take a look and see what exactly happened to him as he and his teammate John Hine made contact up into that wall hard for Zach Chapman as he comes down across the track there safely to the inside. As you see his damage there. Also there, that was right as Tater Williams had got in front of Dylan Perry. So Perry now back to third. It's still McGlone. And his biggest lead of the night now is evaporated there, Adam. As you see Andy Piercefield into the work area. He had some troubles that last green flag run. So a welcome caution flag for he and Piercefield Racing.
Yeah, and like you talked about, if you could perform well in 2 of these 3 races this week, that's really all you need. Don't sweat that third one, your worst race. So for some guys tonight, maybe it's Tater Williams. This might be your highlight of your week. For other guys like Andy, this might be one that he wants to forget. Not out of it yet, though, just getting some work done. So we're more than halfway complete through this race. 3 cautions in. Wouldn't be shocked if maybe we see 1 or 2 more. I would be shocked to see more than that, quite honestly. So Austin McGlone holding strong up front. No reason to believe he won't hold the lead, but you saw the way Tater Williams was able to move up, and he moved by some guys that are, heavy hitters in our eyes. So he's playing them clean, and I think that's another thing that these guys respect so much about each other is a lot of the passing you're seeing tonight, it's clean racing. And a lot of the cautions you see is not because racing isn't clean, it's because they're racing hard, and hey, you're going at these speeds, at this distance, and this tight of corners, you're bound to have some beating and banging.
So they'll get lined back up. We'll go back to green this time by as that iRacing pace truck pulls on in. Green flag waves. It's Austin McGlone. He's got Tater Williams all over the back of him. Now Dylan Perry will look to the inside of Williams as they go through 1 and 2.
Not the most ideal restart, at least in my opinion, for Klein, but able to recover a little bit of well here in this corner. Oh, a little bit of beating and banging. McGlone turned a little bit sideways. That opens the door for Tater Williams. You see, oh my goodness, Dylan Perry down low, almost 4 wide, but it's 3 by 2.
And don't look now, but our quick time Bob Klein now moves into the top 4 as he works the inside of Tater Williams. 20 laps to go, and it is cranked up with intensity here at Volusia as Austin McGlone continues to lead.
Really impressed with the recovery there from Austin McGlone. It was really his going almost sideways that kind of stacked the deck and kind of bottlenecked them, but nonetheless, he's the one that kind of recovers the best and is back to having a pretty safe lead coming up on 17 laps to go.
We're back to as we were, Williams battling Perry for second. Bob Klein moves into 4th, Carlton behind him. As really the top 8 have separated from the rest of the field. You have Aiden Young up to 8th. He's our hard charger currently, Adam. He's up 9 spots, now up 10 spots to 7th from his 17th starting spot.
Yeah, Aiden Young. I think we're going to get a top 10. I'm not going to try and jinx him, but top 10's realistic. And look at him. He's taking the high line, avoiding some of that 3 and 4 wide, just anxiety on that low line. A lot of packed guys in the middle. You see the 77 making contact with the 13. Good job to recover. Everyone trying to stay clean.
Ramsey, Rafferty, and Young 3 wide as they have Lassiter in front of them. Whoever Lassiter's in front of almost gets boxed in, and it's Aiden Young going to break away as he now moves to the outside of Lassiter. He's looking to pass 3 guys here as he exits turn 4, and he will, as he's now up to 6th.
Quite the run right now for Aiden Young, up 11 spots. You got Tater Williams up 2 spots in the second right now. So a lot of movement going on, a lot more. I mean, this feels like a totally different track than what we saw last night. And hey, we're in the same city, same track.
So they make their way around. Aiden Young now up to 6th. He started 17th. As now it's Tater Williams all over the back of Austin McGlone as they come to 12 laps to go. Tater Williams making a move for the lead.
And I think he knows it's really now or never. If he feels like he has the faster car, you got to use it. There's no guarantee that we're going to get another reshuffling or reset with the caution. But nonetheless, here it comes out. 4th caution of the night.
Looks like it's going to be that 117 of Joshua Johnson again. See his damage from earlier in the evening. Ooh, it makes hard out into that outside wall.
Into the air. That damage is going to be hard to fix in a quick pit stop.
So we have 12 laps to go. Our fourth caution allows us to clear our throats, Adam, as we're ready for go time here in our 50-lap feature of night number 2 of Winternationals at Volusia.
You've seen these guys up top. I mean, just showing incredible heart, really all season, all week, but these guys are all heart, and that's what I respect about them, and that's really why you got Tater Williams, Dylan Perry, Austin McGlone. They're the GOATs of this league. I mean, with the win right here for Dylan Perry, he, by the numbers, is going to be the GOAT. And that can be hard to swallow for some of these other guys.
So 2 by 2 they get lined up. Don't count out that 7 of Bob Klein. I know he's got some fans on the YouTube chat tonight, as he was our quick time. So packed house here. It's time to wipe that mud off your cheeks. Make your pick and get ready to see how night number 2 is going to end at Volusia here, as Coolray Winternationals marches on here this week. Don't forget, we'll be back in action tomorrow night for night number 3. So plenty of racing action left as they're 2 by 2. We're going back to green with less than a dozen laps to go. Austin McGlone mashes that gas, goes into turn number 1 as they're 3 wide behind him for second.
This could be the opening that Tater Williams was waiting for. Look at him like a rocket ship, going to get to the inside of Austin McGlone. Ultimately, that top line might have the best advantage, but Tater Williams may have the best car.
Tater Williams looking to the inside of Austin McGlone. Now as they go through 1 and 2, he will clear him. He'll have the lead down the backstretch as McGlone looks to the inside to take over that lead again.
Man, this is one that Tater Williams has had circled on his calendar, not because he loves the track, but because he knows he's got to hit it 3 times this season. So almost out of vengeance, he's just putting on a show right now, and Austin McGlone doing everything he can to block it. Couldn't block him right there, though.
Now Dylan Perry sticks his nose. They'll be 3 wide for a moment through 4. Now 2 wide as McGlone battles back on that inside. He'll have the lead entering turn number 1. And down the backstretch they'll go as they cross over. Oh, wreck in turn number 2. Look like Bob Klein and Aiden Young. So a great run for Aiden Young comes to an end.
And you saw it right there, just wrong place, wrong time. Tough break there for really both drivers having a good night. We've seen several cautions of late that's kind of been, okay, these guys in the middle of the pack just kind of got together. These two were both ones, and maybe it was the aggression. They were hard charging and continuing to do that. So just a really tough break for those guys. But as it stands right now, less than 10 laps to go, you've got Tater Williams, who, when the caution came out, Tater technically had the line. So obviously benefit Tater. I think side by side calls it a pretty even restart.
So they will get lined back up. We're under 10 laps to go. It'll be 7 laps to go when Tater Williams takes that green flag. Obviously a great battle between these 3 up front. And now with Aiden Young falling back to the field with that caution, our hard charger now shifts over to Brandon Bender. He started 18th, now running 9th. So he's someone we talked about in pre-race, Adam, that did it last night, and so far here again tonight has moved up through the field.
You're right. And another name that is in the top 5 right now. Brett Carlton. I thought we'd be talking more about him tonight, and it's kind of been a quick night, so we just haven't had enough time. But Carlton, second place last night, looks to be 4th at the moment if my math is correct. So don't count him out. If he can definitely capitalize if the trio of Williams, McGlone, and Perry, any of those guys make a mistake. I'm pretty sure as long as he doesn't get caught up in the riffraff, you're going to see Carlton taking advantage. As still have the caution flag out. They're still making their caution laps.
So they will get ready to go back to green as Coolray Winternationals. Night number 2 marches on. 7 laps to go, and it is going to be quite the task for Williams to hold off Austin McGlone and Dylan Perry. And don't count out Carlton, like you said, he's back there in 4th, as we will get lined up. Single file restart this time by. They'll come out of turn number 4. Green flag will wave. Williams takes us back to green as Dylan Perry looks to go on that inside alongside McGlone.
Man, I really do think, even though Perry's dominant in these late race surges, I think that single file restart really benefited Tater Williams, and we'll see if McGlone and Perry have enough with just 6 laps to go.
Ramsey, Carlton, and Rafferty are battling. That's a battle back for 4th on back. You can see how they're grouped together. Ramsey's now moved into the top 5, currently in 4th, as the front 3 out front are single file in the same lane. Tire tracks for those top 3, as behind them they're about a 1.5 seconds back, but they're battling hard to gain position here late.
Man, tough break for Carlton. Now back a few spots from where he started. Not going his way right now, and may have to try again tomorrow night. Oh, a little bit of contact there. 13, giving us a little bit of a scare. Some of the guys dropping back, and, not back far enough to become lap traffic, hopefully, but with 3 laps to go, it really is just a 3-man show.
So the front 3 have broken away, as we have 2 laps to go this time by, and running nose to tail isn't going to be a good game plan for Perry and McGlone as they continue to try to chase down Tater Williams, but Tater Williams has the lead, and Adam, he's coming to the white flag.
He is, and this would be a huge monkey off his back if he's able to hold on. Clearly, don't want to speak too soon, but Tater Williams, as these guys make a quick dive down, can Tater hold on? We'll see.
He'll take the lead back as he goes down the backstretch. Last night, it was Dylan Perry that picked up the win for number 13 on his career. Tonight, it's going to be Tater Williams, 13th career win. He now ties Dylan Perry and Chase Wascom for the most wins in series history and his 2nd win of the season.
Man, I am just loving the back and forth battle. This is kind of like a GOAT versus a GOAT. You've got Williams and Perry going to go back and forth all season. Unreal racing. Really never from any point did we have confidence that, hey, one guy's going to dominate. And that's why we love this league. That's why we love this series.
So our top 3, Williams, McGlone, Perry, will get parked on the front stretch there in Victory Lane. As we wait for them to join us, we'll take a look at that finishing order here from Volusia on night number 2. Tater Williams, Austin McGlone, Dylan Perry, those are your podium finishers. It's going to be Bobby Rafferty picking up a top 5 and 4th alongside Steven Spies, Caleb Ramsey, Brandon Bender, Jacob Lassiter, Jesse Isidori, Joshua Johnson round out your top 10. 11th is going to be Colin Voiles, Brett Carlton, Cody Early, a 13th place finish, Aiden Young 14th, Bob Klein 15th. 16th, Jordan Van Westen, Brian Voiles in 17th, 18th, Andy Piercefield. And rounding out the field, it's Tyler Bowman, 1 lap back, Cody Terry 20th, John Hine 21st, and Zach Chapman, who had some problems, rounding out the field. And with that, Adam, we're going to throw it down to you. You have our 3rd place finisher tonight. It's Dylan Perry.
That's right. Happy to be joined by Dylan Perry once again in the booth. And Dylan, this felt like a different race from the viewer's perspective, it felt like a different track completely from kind of the racing last night. From your perspective, just how different was tonight versus last night?
Tonight was definitely more air dependent. It was almost like drafting. It would be the best terminology. You were quicker if you were tucked behind somebody, but once you got out front, it was kind of hard to pull away. So it gave it a little bit different feel and made the track look like it raced a whole lot more maneuverable than it was last night. So it was definitely a fun one.
Absolutely, it was a fun one to watch, and really, this was a race that described, and this is definitely the heavy hitter group, the top 3 finishers we have tonight. And from what you put on, was there really anything more that you think you could have done differently, or do you think this was the best shot you had? Let's say you had 5 more laps in that race. Do you feel like anything would have been different in terms of the final result?
I'm just needing to move around a little bit sooner than I did, and I feel like it could have been a little bit different. But at the end of the day, we can all what if, and it's always fun to sit around and think about that. But I came away with 3rd, and I can't complain too much about it.
So safe to say you could have a podium 3 straight nights with tomorrow night. How are you feeling? If it's anything like last night versus tonight, we might see a totally different racetrack tomorrow in terms of the surface. Or are you good with kind of the unexpected?
I always roll up to the track with a fresh mind. I try to take bits and pieces from the night before, but it's dirt racing. You may be able to go to the track 3 days in a row, and it's going to be different every night. So I try to keep an open mind and always prepare for the unexpected.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, Dylan. We're going to let you go here in just a second, and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night, and best of luck, and enjoy yet another podium finish.
Thank you, and thank y'all for what you do.
Now joining us, it's our 2nd place finisher. It's Austin McGlone. Austin, a great run there tonight. Just too much of Williams and Perry behind you there. You come away with a 2nd place victory, or a 2nd place finish. Walk us through your night there and how you ended up in 2nd place.
Austin McGlone joining us now. Austin, a heck of a battle. You spent a lot of time out front, but this really is the group of heavy hitters when it comes to the Coolray Pro Late Model Dirt Series, the league in general. So, coming home 2nd place, another close finish for you. Are you going home frustrated, optimistic? How are you feeling?
It's kind of a mixed bag of emotions right now. On one hand, it's good, come out with the top 3 and finish 4th last night versus my 16th place finish last week. But on the other side, on the other hand, if not for that last late race yellow before I lost the lead, who knows? No, but at the end of the day, still pretty happy, and got good momentum going into the next race. So and Volusia is probably one of my worst tracks. So I'll just if I can get 2 top 5s out of the weekend, I'll take it and go on.
Absolutely, and kind of thinking about tonight, when you go to bed tonight, when you kind of replay this in your mind, whether you rewatch it or just replay it through your mind, is there going to be kind of a turning point, a moment? You mentioned that last caution of the night. Is that the one where you're going to be like, man, if I could just have that one back, then we might be hoisting the 1st place trophy. What's going to stick with you after this one?
Probably what's going to stick with me is just the restarts. I always struggle on the restarts. It seems to be here. I don't know if it's just where I position myself and finally get back on the throttle or what it is, but not taking away anything from Tater because he's pretty good too, and he timed it out just about perfect. But I kind of felt a little bit of wheel spin there as soon as I got on the gas, and then I knew pretty much when we went through the flag stand, and I didn't have him clear by at least a car length, and I pretty much knew he was going to steal the lead because the top was pretty well dominant, and that bottom, you could make it work for that first half a lap, and if you didn't get a good enough run to clear him going into 3, then they was pretty much going to momentum you around the middle in 3 and 4. So, but probably just where I spun the tires a little bit is going to stick with me.
So is this track tonight versus the surface yesterday? Did you enjoy this surface more than yesterday, even though it didn't help you for restarts? It certainly, from our perspective, looked like a totally different track night by night. How would you like it tonight?
You know, it did look different, and it kind of wore different, but I ran the same line I ran last night, and I don't know if it was where I just ran several laps around that line last night and got comfortable with it and was able to make up time doing that, or if that was a preferred line tonight. But I pretty much drove it the same. Maybe just a little bit lighter in 3 and 4. It was a little bit slicker there tonight than what it was last night. The bottom was never in, kind of like what it was last night either. So it was a little different, but not too much for me.
Awesome. Well, before we let you go, I'm excited to see how it wraps up tomorrow night. Before we let you go, just in case we don't get to chat again this week, any partners you want to shout out?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I'll be missing tomorrow night due to work reasons, but we're going to try to make a run at this championship, and anything less than that, and I'm going to be disappointed. So we're either bringing home the trophy or the steering wheel. And I just got to thank all the guys at Coolray, Andy, everybody at Chip Bangers Racing, all of them. We all race a lot together, and starting to kind of see all of us get a little bit better, and I enjoy that. Brett's been on fire this week. I'm super proud of him. He's doing a heck of a job, and all the other guys are doing really great too. SS Energy Systems, Project X Coatings, Bluegrass Motorsport Media, KMJ Graphics, FHP Consultant, Goat Farm Posse, and give a shout out to Brandon Combs. He's not on the card, but he's a big help too.
Awesome. We appreciate you taking the time to chat with us, Austin. Congrats on a podium finish, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again very soon.
Yeah, hopefully, and thank you guys for awesome broadcast.
So that is Austin McGlone, our second place finisher tonight, and now joining us from Victory Lane is going to be the 182. It's Tater Williams. Tater, definitely was a well-earned victory there. You bounced around with Austin and Dylan Perry. You even fell back to about 4th or 5th at one point. Walk us through your night that ended up in Victory Lane.
It was a wild one, that's for sure. This hurricane-forced winds that we had tonight was really technical to get around the racetrack, and it's hard to really deal with, but I don't know. I felt like I was driving with my head up my rear end half that race, but we come out on top, and congrats to Austin and Perry for 2nd and 3rd rounding out the podium.
Last night we heard it was tough to pass and move around guys. Tonight it looked like it was hard at times, but then you were still able to make some ground up. Kind of walk us through what it took to move past other guys out in front of you.
You just had to get a good run and throw a slide job and hope you cleared, and that was really the only way to pass I found up front anyway. There was probably some guys rolling the bottom of 3 and 4 getting by some people, but the bottom in 1 and 2 still didn't come in like I thought it would and like I wanted it to. Thought I could really, once I fell back to 5th there, I could roll it and really get back up through there, but it didn't work, so we just had to fall in line.
So you start the year with 2 wins of the first 3 races. You also tie Dylan Perry and Chase Wascom for the most wins in series history tonight. How much are you putting attention on that and knowing that Dylan is out there trying to pick up victories each and every night, but you feel like you have the same opportunities? How much does that push you to victory lane each and every race?
He's my buddy, but I love him to death, and I'll race him as hard harder than I will anybody else on that racetrack. I'm out chasing wins and a championship this year, and I know he is too, and we're just going to go at it and fight tooth and nail to the end, and hopefully we don't take each other out in the process.
Well, Tater, your bubble didn't pop tonight. What sponsors would you like to give a shout-out to tonight?
I got to give a shout-out to Andy Piercefield over at Coolray for all he does for me on the sim side of things, and real life too. He's been a huge help. Got to thank all my guys at Chip Bangers Racing, Banging Sets by CBR, B&B Custom Baits. Give a shout-out to KMJ Graphics, Josh Finchy. He makes a killer wrap for you if you need one. Hit him up. Bluegrass Motorsports Media for the awesome pictures of the car, Combs Cuts, Goat Farm Posse, just all the guys that helped me. I got to thank Cody and Andy for putting on one heck of a league. It's amazing, and I love racing in it. I got to thank you guys for giving us a place to be broadcasted as well.
Well, congratulations, Tater. That is your winner tonight here for Coolray Winternationals, night number 2. Your winner, Tater Williams.
Thank you, Travis, and thank you all for joining us on Extreme eSpeed TV. Once again, a thrilling second night of racing in the Winternationals, presented by Coolray. And, of course, we'll be right back at Volusia to end this beautiful week of racing off. Same place, same time tomorrow on Extreme eSpeed TV. So be sure to rest up and connect with us on PLM Dirt Series on all social channels. And signing off for Travis, I'm Adam Johnson. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you tomorrow night right here on Extreme eSpeed TV.
This copyrighted broadcast of Extreme eSpeed TV Network is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without express written consent of the Extreme eSpeed TV Network is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast.